Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players from both teams, starting with Colombia. Lining up at number 4, Diego Capacho. 5, Guillermo ALZATE. 6, Vilman Rios Roa. 7, Nelson Sanz Londoño. At 9, Helen Garcia. 10, Jose Leap Ifema. At 11, Jean Hernandez. 12, Miguel Chaparro. At 14, Daniel Diaz Torres. And at 15, Rodney Hawkins. The head coach for Colombia is Jose Tapias. And for Germany, lining up at number 4, Bjorn Lohmann. 5, Sercan Ismail. 6, Matthias Heimbach. 7, Thomas GUNDERT. 8, Andre BIENEK. 9, Sebastian Morgenheim. 10, Andreas Kress. And 11, Dirk PASSIWAN. 12, Sebastian WOLK. 13, Jan Haller. 14, Thomas Burma. And at 15, Dirk Köhler. Germany's head coach is Nikolai Zeltinger. Ladies and gentlemen, as is customary, will those who are able please stand for the national anthem of Colombia. And now the national anthem of Germany.
And the second day of competition in the wheelchair basketball opens with fans of all ages here inside the basketball arena at the heart of London's Paralympic Park. And we have Germany against Colombia. A little over 12 hours ago, Germany won dramatically 77-72 against the host nation Great Britain in overtime. And they face a Colombian side who lost their opening game 63-45 to Poland. And at times yesterday, Germany, who qualified as the European Championship runners-up, they look to be possible medal contenders here at London 2012. Australia, Canada and Great Britain were on the podium in Beijing 4 years ago. And the way that Germany established a huge lead against Great Britain in the early stages showed they could be contenders here at London 2012. And Colombia were beaten by the United States in the Pan American Games in Guadalajara, Mexico last year. And they beat Canada in the semi-finals to ensure they would be playing here at the London Paralympics. And Canada are also involved in this group alongside the host nation Great Britain, Japan and Poland. And there is Dirk PASSIWAN, who had such a key role in the Germans' victory over GB last night. He kept his cool in what was an outstanding atmosphere the longer the game went on. And if you're new to wheelchair basketball, the players are classified between 1 and 4.5. And the highest level of impairment has the lowest score, and a coach is only allowed 14 points on the court at any one time. And we're underway, day 2 here at London 2012. Colombia in the red vests, playing from left to right in the first quarter. The first of 4 10-minute periods. And as we saw last night, if scores are tied at the end of those, we would have 5 minutes overtime. Shot clock expires as Colombia attempt to finish their first possession. You get 20 seconds, but they do get the ball back. And here is Chaparro. And now Sans Londono. And from a long way out, Chaparro going for the basket again. And now here's PASSIWAN, one of the veterans in the German side, at the age of 35. Margenheim. And that's good progress forward there from Hawkins, wearing the number 15 for Colombia. And now Sands. And it's been a feature of many of the games we've seen so far that there's plenty of nerves on the court in the opening stages, and it can often take time for the baskets to start counting. Gundert, like that. And some interchanges now from the Colombians. And it's Jose Leap who comes onto the court. There's a classification of 3.0. And the coaches have to shuffle their pack constantly to ensure they have the right classification number involved. Underneath. And the chance is spurned again by Hawkins. PASSIWAN. Just clipped there on the way through. You can see they had the run on the Colombian defence and just knocked off balance as he put the ball into the basket. So opportunity for the bonus here from the free throw line. The basket counts, but he doesn't add the extra point. And Hawkins, wearing number 15, trying to orchestrate much of the Colombian passing early on. He's now underneath, and he was impeded there by Gundert. So Colombia will get the ball back, and another 20 seconds on the shot clock. There is their coach, Jose Tapias. Leap in three-point territory. Hawkins hits the deck. Nice moment there between Hawkins and Bienek. Purely accidental. And Nikolai Zeltinger, the German coach, saw his side experience the whole range of emotions during that win against Great Britain last night. Smart play underneath. Recovered well by Sands. And PASSIWAN there with the infringement. So Sands will go to the line. And Colombia are yet to register in this game. And they're still waiting. PASSIWAN. Bienek nailed a couple of three-pointers early on against GB. And he scores some range there. Sands. Right underneath. Is this the moment? He gets the rebound, and he still can't finish there. Chaparro. And at the other end, there is Bienek. And with the economy of effort, Germany open up an 8-point lead. And Colombia have done well up to about this moment. Underneath the basket, the shot clock expires, and Margenheim comes away with the ball for Germany. Bienek. And it was Leap there, doing his best to try and prevent the basket. And both teams will head to the sideline. And here was Bienek right on the edge of the three-point line. And at the other end, that really sums up Colombia's start to this game. Rodney Hawkins finding the space. But a lack of quality underneath the basket is costing the South Americans so far. But the Germans will not be taking anything for granted here after what happened to them last night. An 18-point lead at one stage against GB, and they were trailing in the closing moments of the fourth quarter before eventually finishing off the hosts in overtime. Another good crowd inside the arena. Good start from Bienek. Crowds of between 5,000 and 6,000 for each session so far. And now Bienek heading to the line after that timeout. Chance to open up a double-digit lead here. Well, there's one. Bienek plays his wheelchair basketball in America. And he can't make it 10-0. And now leap for the Colombians. Is this the moment? It is. Guillermo ALZATE finally gives Colombia something on the scoreboard. Bienek quickly back at them. And the Germans have scored 4 of their 6 two-point attempts so far, which is very, very good. In contrast, the Colombians are 1 from 9. Margenheim. Gundert. And now Hawkins. He's got that extra reach and leap. And Bienek just orchestrating things at the moment. Passawan. Bienek underneath. And he'll take the foul. He's already scored over 50% of his team's points, Andre BIENEK, and that percentage is now extended. 7 out of 11 for him so far. It was one of the youngsters, Jan Haller, who really took the eye in the early stages of the Great Britain game before being fouled out. Here's Hawkins. The bounce of the ball not favouring the Colombians at the moment. BIENEK. Hard work. Doesn't get its reward this time. Sanz underneath. And inside the paint, the Colombians having real problems until then. Miguel Chaparro. And here's BIENEK. Maybe just thought about the three-pointer. Passawan. And he's on form again. Time. And inside the paint, the Germans have been very good so far. Colombia only 2 from 12 two-point attempts. Made that 3 from 13. Nelson Sanz. And Colombia maybe one more basket away from believing they're in this game. Leap just held up by PASSIWAN. Not the first time they've been in direct competition in this game. Hawkins always the target, but that's good play by Leap. Gundert, BIENEK, stretching every sinew there, but he can't keep the ball in play, but he does well not to take out the referee as well. Leap, driving for the basket, takes a tumble. Margenheim, the offender there. Just with the shove to knock him off balance. And wearing number 12 there is Sebastian WOLK, who really came good for the Germans during overtime against GB in the opening game. And Leap going to the line here. Colombia yet to score a free throw. And that's still the case. Oh for 3 so far. And now it's 0 for 4. But Hawkins does well to recover. Another 25 seconds on the shot clock. Leap underneath. Crowded out. And Germany, a very resilient unit, and they get the ball back. And now WOLK is on the court. Burma. And the opposition know that WOLK is such a danger. He draws markers towards him, allowing space for others. Gundert. And the rebound gathered by Leap. And it's Gundert who just needs to rebalance. And these titanium wheelchairs, they can cost up to 5,000 euros each. And they have a lifespan of around 6 months. So, can Colombia finally make a free throw in this first quarter? Their shooting percentage very low, 3 from 15 for 2-pointers. And now it's 0 for 5 from the line. And if you put those points back in the game, Colombia would have made this a contest in the first quarter. 0 for 6 now. Haller. First time we've seen him on the court. WOLK. Haller onto the paint, and that's a fine finish from Heimbach. So Germany in control at the end of the first quarter. But it's 10 minutes of what if for Colombia. 0 for 6 from the free throw line. And only 3 from 15 two-point attempts. And you contrast that with Germany. 54% of their two-pointers have gone in and 60% of their free throws. And that is why they have an 11-point lead at the end of the first quarter. And I'm sure that lack of efficiency inside the paint around the basket is something which Jose Tapias will be discussing. And Nicolai Zeltinger will believe his team are in control of this game, but they were last night and they almost ended up losing it in the end. And the arena beginning to fill up on the second morning of competition here. A busy day right across the Olympic Park. And 3 games coming up in quick succession inside the arena. Germany's women follow against the United States on this court, followed by Italy against the United States back in the men's competition. And we're underway at the start of the second quarter. Collar just lingered. And there you can see Sebastian WOLK taking 3 Colombians to deal with him there. But Colombia have the ball back. Another 25 seconds to try and improve on their shooting percentage. Need to be quick. Chaparro. And that's good defensive play by the Germans, shutting down all the avenues. Chaparro had no room to move there at all. Lovely twist from WOLK. Burma. Burma again. And Colombia here are doing okay until they reach the paint. But they may have the opportunity here again. Burma with a sort of finish that the Colombians could only dream of so far. Capacho. Stolen again by WOLK. Capacho gets it back though when the whistle goes. And it's Haller who's been penalised. And Colombia not going to the free throw line. And when you consider they've not scored from there yet, that may be a relief to them. Sands, only their fourth basket. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Haller. Burma. Just knocked off balance there as he shaped to shoot. Alzate with the push-off. So Thomas Burma, one of the youngsters in this team, only 21. Has the chance to re-establish Germany's big lead. Doesn't make the first one. But no problem with the second. Sands for Colombia. Hawkins. And it's stolen again by the Germans. At the expense of a minor foul, so the Colombians have it back. Here's Capacho. And this time it's stolen legally by Volk. Burma. And Heimbach. And Capacho there, sticking to him very closely and coming away with the ball as Heimbach just ran out of room there. But Haller steals again for the Germans. And the ball has to be bounced every 2 pushes of the wheel, or it's a travelling offence. Burma underneath. And the rebound regathered by the Colombians. Hawkins. Wow, goodness me. Collar there, having a coming together with Sands. But these players are quite happy to take the knocks and bumps in the team's cause. Hawkins. Sands back in the action. Underneath. Alzate scoring his second basket. And belatedly, Colombia hit double figures here. But Germany straight back at them. Thomas Burma. But here's Hawkins. There is that reach we were talking about. But here's Haller at the top of the paint, making absolutely no doubt. A flurry of baskets now. And Colombia have it stolen by Volk yet again. And Haller. And now Burma. Haller again. Volk on the paint, and no doubt at all. And it's now a 16-point lead. And Volk hit the court there. You may have just seen that. But no foul given. And Colombia can set themselves, and all of a sudden they found their range. 3 baskets now for Sanz. Germany may begin to fancy the odd three-pointer here. They're finding space around the circle. And there's been an improvement in finishing from Colombia in this quarter so far, but Germany have managed to outscore them 11-6. And a reminder, you can watch all of the action here at London 2012 on www.paralympic.org. And you can also like the Paralympic movement on Facebook at facebook.com/Paralympic Games, all one word, or follow us on Twitter at Paralympic, Paralympic, at Paralympic on Twitter. Burma. He's finding some joy outside the paint on either side. Capacho. And the Germans do such a good job of stealing. Volk allowed the room to turn, strength to turn, draws the foul as the basket is scored. You can see there, forest of arms for Volk to navigate, and he managed it. And these additional free throws could really hurt Colombia. Colombia prepared to make a change as well. Daniel Diaz. The Germans recover. Another rebound snaffled up by them. Here's Burma. Heads into traffic. And it was Diaz straight into the action. And the Germans have it back. With Ismail. And Burma, Volk has the time. .6 points now for Sebastian WOLK. And the Colombian shooting percentage has improved. They're now 7 from 19. But the Germans is getting better all the time. 16 from 24 now. And if you're scoring 2/3, you're always going to have a very good chance of winning the game. Hawkins can't gather on this occasion. Volk. Lovely assist. Collar, though, just can't find the finish. But the Germans looking a very smooth unit in their second game here at the London Paralympics. It's a big lead on the cusp of half-time. Haller. And Haller has a 2.0 classification, so if he can spend time on the court, it allows the other players with a lower physical impairment to be alongside him. At the other end, here's Hawkins. The whistle goes before the shot and the tumble, and it was Haller. He was fouled out last night. As Hawkins was looking to reach up there, Haller, the smaller man, I think knew what he was doing. Andreas Kreis there, wearing number 10, onto the court for the Germans. And here is Hawkins. Remarkably, the Colombians are yet to score from the line in this game so far. 0 from 7 now. And that stat has got worse. Here is Kreis. Volk finding pockets of space all over the court at the moment. Burma. Ismail in support. Haller. Kreis, Volk underneath yet again and scoring again. And he is such a nuisance inside the paint. And a timeout called by the Colombians. And the game just beginning to run away from them now. A 24-point lead for the Germans. And Sebastian Volk there taking the drink. Now has 10 points. And I think all of them have been scored underneath, inside the paint. And Lorenzo Sanz, the top scorer so far for the Colombians. And the Germans have been defending from underneath the Colombian basket so far. And it needs a dash of pace from somebody like that Leap to try and break the pattern of play. But now the Colombians could be short-handed underneath their basket. Haller. Reinforcements arriving. Burma. Kreis. And here is Leap on the breakaway for the Colombians. Gets it back. Hernandez. Third time of asking, no. Chaparro this time. Leap. And I look back on the tail of the tape in the first half, the Colombians, and it won't make happy reading for them. Hernandez. That's half-time. 24-point lead for the Germans. And the Germans in control, really, from the very early stages. Colombia have had huge problems trying to finish things off under the basket. 28% conversion from 2 points. And as you can see there, the Germans extending their lead the longer the game goes on. 38-14 they lead at half-time. So it's clear what the Colombians need to do in the second half, improve their shooting percentage. 27% of their attempts landed in the basket during the opening half. And you compare that to 63% for the Germans. And also the Colombians failed to score a single free throw. And while many areas of their game were good, the scoreline tells the story. And Germany will be confident they won't have a similar second half collapse to the one they experienced against Great Britain last night, a game they looked to have won and almost lost in the end. And we're underway again. Sanz, and that's more like it for Colombia. Almost have to wipe the slate clean after that first half. PASSIWAN. And now Burma. His shooting from outside the paint was superb in the first half, and PASSIWAN not repeating some of his excellence from the Great Britain game. PASSIWAN. And now Hawkins for Colombia. Never even reaches the ring. And the Germans quickly to the rebound. Megenheim. Hawkins. And Sanz has the time. And the Colombians do well to get the ball back. Leap. Underneath, surely, Hawkins. And Hawkins doing a good defensive job there. And now Leap. He'll get at least a chance from the free throw line there. Barged off it by Burma. As he was shaping to shoot there. Wheel to wheel. So can Colombia finally break their duck? They can. Hawkins does well to recover the rebound. A chance underneath, which is taken by Sanz. So the personal foul from Burma, who is now at the other end, finding PASSIWAN. And Hawkins does such a good job to recover rebounds with the longer reach he has compared to many players. And that's good play from Colombia. Alzate. Passawan. And Colombia maybe in the territory now where they're looking to win smaller battles, like trying to outscore the Germans quarter by quarter. Underneath Gundert. Passawan. And now Sebastian WOLK back onto the court. A reminder, if you want to watch more Paralympic sport, then stay on Paralympic.org throughout the games. And you can like the Paralympic movement on Facebook at facebook.com/Paralympic Games, or follow us on Twitter at Paralympic. Shot clock is winding down here. And it's WOLK to recover yet another rebound. And it's Burma twisting and turning on the breakaway. WOLK arriving inside the paint. And he'll get the chance to go to the line. And Colombia have made a strong start to this third quarter, outscoring the Germans 9-2 so far. WOLK has 10 points already, now it's 11. And the Colombian shooting percentage of 2-point attempts is now crept above 30%. Leap. Sands, Hawkins. And that was very neatly done by the Colombians, in stark contrast to what they achieved for much of the first half. Passawan. Well stolen by Hawkins. And he'll take the foul there, comprehensively dumped onto the court by WOLK. Here was the earlier basket from Hawkins. And here was his charge forward. And WOLK just simply took him out. Thomas Burma heads towards the sideline for Germany. And Colombia have the ball from that foul. And here is Hawkins, who's very much the pivot for their attacks at the moment. Shot clock is winding down. It'll have to come soon. Sands needs to get it away. He can't. Heimbach, and now Passawan. Driving onto the paint. And now Sands maybe needs support. He's just shuffled wide by Heimbach. Sands holding up well here. Oh, but he only finds Volk. I think he may have been going for the basket there. And here's Passawan. Volk underneath yet again, but not this time. Leap. Look at Volk, the way he just moves. Great anticipation beneath either basket. Bienek. And the rebound regathered by the Colombians. Leap. Sands. And the opportunity not taken by Chaparro. Volk. Passawan. And Bienek. Harried by Hawkins there to such an extent. But the shot never comes in, and Bienek just helping out Passawan there. Bit of a coming together. Wheel to wheel with Hawkins. And Germany calling their timeout. And the lead is still 16 points, but Colombia have recovered 8 of the deficit they had at half-time so far in this third quarter. And Nikolai Zeltinger will be mindful of what happened last night. And plenty of German support in the crowd. Very cosmopolitan gathering here inside the basketball arena. And if you know the Olympic Park, it's the large white building close to the Velodrome and the hockey arena at the far end of the Olympic Park from the stadium and the aquatic centre. And the American Dream Team were the stars in the Olympic Games. Who is going to shine here in the Paralympics? Sands. Good play underneath. Alzate. Not quite a contest again yet, but the Colombians are at least beginning to find their range. Maybe too late in the game. Here's Bienek. How many times has Hawkins picked up a defensive rebound since half-time? He's had 12 already in this game. Heimbach trying to show to the referee that he was fouled there. Passiwan. Bienek. Driving inside. Passiwan. Inside the paint. Bienek eventually makes it. So Colombia will get the ball back. Passiwan just patting the ball behind the sideline. And Hawkins. And Hawkins and Bienek are having a real tussle, irrespective of where the ball is at times. Passiwan, collar underneath, inside the paint. And it's Hawkins there, who has been a defensive colossus for Colombia since half-time. And it's been rather scrappy from the Germans in the third quarter. 15-5, the Colombians have outscored them since half-time. Another German hits the deck. And now Leap. And it's Heinbach, the offender. And Leap. Hawkins trying to make a nuisance of himself again. Here he is. And he's making room for others there. But the defensive rebound is picked up by Bienek. Collar. And Sands pleads his innocence. Collar will go to the line. And that's the difference really between the two sides. 60% of the German free throws have gone in, compared to only 1 from 10 for the Colombians. And the Germans just doing their best to keep the Colombians at arm's length at the moment. Passiwan. He was on his way down as he took the shot there. And that's why he's heading to the line. And some ill discipline from Colombia, costing them right at the end of this third quarter. No mistake from Passiwan. And those German fans can now rest easy. It's an 18-point lead again. Leap has to go for 3. But he can't make it. And it's going to take something remarkable from Colombia to turn this game around in the final quarter. They were the better side in Q3, indicated by the scoreline there, 15-9. They outscored Germany, but the damage really done in the first half, and Germany have their 18-point lead to take into the final quarter. And there have been some good aspects of play for the Colombians. Notably the 14 defensive rebounds from Rodney Hawkins. 16, I should say. He's done a fantastic job for them under either basket. And they've also been helped by a lack of efficiency from the Germans in that third quarter. Their two-point conversion is down to 46%, and Colombia's has crept up to 37%. But 64% of Germany's free throws have been scored. Only 10% of the Colombians, 1 from 10. And if you tack those onto the scoreline, or at least some of those, then it could be very different heading into the final quarter. Bienek. Haller. And now Burma. The rebound well gathered by Gundert. And now Burma again, but look who's there stealing. It's Hawkins. He has been absolutely everywhere for Colombia. And the ball is turned over there. There we go. Telescopic arms. Bienek. Now Haller outside the paint. And Leap. And now Hawkins. Never had the juice to get anywhere near the ring. And Hawkins having a scrabble now for possession with Collar. And now Leap. And Sanz, who was faded after a decent start to the game. And that's a fine basket. Leap outside the paint. Nice disguise from Sanz to create the space for Leap. Hawkins. The whistle had gone. So he'll take the basket and also try and add the extras. No, the Colombians remain very fallible from the line in this game. Oh, Burma taking one in the face there from Hawkins and then hitting the court. Bodies flying all over the place at the moment. And after all that, Colombia have the ball. Sanz not able to find the basket. Haller doing some good defensive work there. At the expense of a free throw. And Haller was fouled out last night. Same old story for Colombia. And again. 1 from 13. And if you look at the scoreboard, that's a major issue in the game. BIENEK looking to rub salt into the wounds. COL with the steal. That was careless from ALZATE. BIENEK, Haller. And now Sanz. Hawkins underneath. Whistle goes. And he's such a nuisance, Hawkins. And wheeling round there to make the space. Only the second free throw for Colombia. But look at that, 17 rebounds for him. And again. So it's a 12-point game. Germany will still believe they've got enough in this game. And Colombia have never really been able to build up sufficient momentum. GUNDERT. COL. And it's Sebastian WOLK coming into the game again, wearing number 12. Ian Hawkins just making sure that neither can get the edge. WOLK, the German top scorer so far. Hawkins, the overall top scorer in the game. He has 12. PASSIWAN. And that's the sort of finishing Colombia have found very difficult to replicate throughout this game. Hawkins, Sanz, inside the paint. BIENEK. And now PASSIWAN again. And they're finding the space now, the Germans, as the Colombians begin to tire. Bjorn Lohman there. And he's one of the 1.0 classification players. So his presence on the court allows players with a lower impairment to be alongside him. PASSIWAN. He's a case in point. He's a 4.5. And WOLK on the turn. And rather like Hawkins, the two players who are wheel to wheel there, Sebastian WOLK's mere presence on the court causes the opposition problems. Oh, and that's careless. Midway through the final quarter. And there's not the drama so far for the Germans that they experienced in their opening game. PASSIWAN. PASSIWAN again. Draws the 2 points. Opportunity from the free throw line. ALZATE. Doesn't take the first one. PASSIWAN looking to join his teammate Sebastian WOLK on 11 points. Not this time. Hawkins regathers. And Sands. Hawkins and PASSIWAN having a real battle. Wheels have gone flying elsewhere, closer to the basket. And it was Lohman here, just blocking off Sands. And Lohman, one of the 1.0 classification players. Sending Sands to the line. So Sands becomes the Colombian top scorer so far today, 13 points. He's been one of their main performers alongside Hawkins. But the defensive rebound gathered again by the Germans, and they can turn defense into attack so quickly. Here is BIENEK. PASSIWAN. Just drawing the foul. ALZATE not making contact with the ball. So a 13-point game. And here is German Garcia playing against the Germans. 38-year-old, and he's watching Sebastian WOLK head inside the paint again and come away with 2 points. Colombia on their way to outscoring Germany for the second successive quarter. Hawkins adds to his tally. Just his extra reach there, really paying dividends. And as you can see, personal battles being fought all over the court. Sands is the player who goes tumbling there. And if you thought it was a simple case of wheeling from one end to the other, you're very much wrong. Sands hit the court, but Germany get the ball back. Yet to see a three-pointer in this game. And here is Lohman. PASSIWAN going for three. He does a good job there of just nibbling the ball away from Sanz. And Leap and Colombia need a couple of three-pointers now to really give them any hope, which is fading very quickly. Hawkins. Sanz. And PASSIWAN all the way through. And it's Lohman. And the shooting percentage now for 2 points is not dissimilar. And the decisive factor in this game may come down to the Colombian failure to convert enough free throws. They're only 4 from 17 in a 15-point game. And you wouldn't necessarily think they'd score all of those, but if they'd manage half of those, we would be set up for a dramatic conclusion. As it is, Germany are heading for their second victory here. And Colombia, a second defeat. They lost to Poland yesterday, 63-45. And Germany, of course, winning in overtime, 77-72 against Great Britain, as Lohman comes up with another basket late in the game. Hawkins lingering inside the paint. But the Colombians stay outside for now. And they waited too long in the end. Bienek to get us going. And the number of turnovers has been key as well in this game. WOLK. PASSIWAN on the drive. So all of a sudden, it's a 19-point game again. Sebastian WOLK has been used rather more sparingly than he was during the Great Britain game yesterday, but he still had a key role to play. And Nikolai Zeltinger will be aware it's all about keeping your best players fresh for the business end of the competition. And Jose Tapias knows his team will need something fairly remarkable to bounce back from 2 successive defeats at the start of the tournament. And it's a busy day for German wheelchair basketball. Their women will be on court next against the United States of America. 19 points from turnovers. Just shows how well the Germans turn defence into attack. There's Hawkins. 16 points for him. A fine personal tally in defeat here. Passawan. And now Volk. Bienek. Passawan, that was a laser-like pass towards Volk, who gathered well but couldn't find the basket. Closing seconds now. Hawkins lingering again. But Leap heads into traffic. And he'll draw the foul as well. Hawkins as the decoy there, and also the battering ram. A combination of Lohmann and Passawan halting his progress. And far too late in the game, Colombia have found their range. So Germany looking to play out what could be their penultimate possession. Passawan forced back by Hawkins again. And now Crease. Passawan. Oh, almost working the party piece there. Colombians cough the ball up. So Germany can finish this game on the attack, should they wish to. Bienek going for three. And a timeout is called with 4 seconds to play. So the Colombian coach maybe just giving his side some instructions before trying to finish this game with one concluding score, but the Germans know the game was won. And really the game was won in the first half. When they comprehensively outscored the Colombians 17-6 and then 21-8. It's been more of a contest since then. And there's Dirk PASSIWAN. Fine all-round performance from him. And Colombia are going to win the second half, as it were, but they'll look back on all those missed chances in the first half, in particular their failure to convert a number of free throws. And Rodney Hawkins' excellent work will be ultimately in vain here. Final shot from Sands, which ensures that Germany will win by 13 points in the end. Far more routine than it was against the host nation, Great Britain, in their opening match. No overtime, no late drama here. for Nikolai Zeltinger and his team. Colombia came back well in the second half, but those 38 first half points from Germany proved to be decisive in the end. 2 wins out of 2 for them, 2 defeats out of 2 for Colombia. Germany have won 59-46. And in the end, the field goal percentages not noticeably different, but there was a huge drop-off from the Germans in the second half, and Colombia improved. But only 31% of the Colombian free throws going in. And they'll need to work on that before their next game tomorrow, when they play the host nation, Great Britain. For Germany, it's a game against Japan. Colombia moved to the North Greenwich Arena. Germany will stay here in the basketball arena on the Olympic Park. They and Poland, the early pace setters in this group. And it's a fine start from the European Championship runners-up, who will appreciate the support, and also 2 wins out of 2 so far. And the man on the left there, Sebastian WOLK. Another fine performance from him. And it was a very quick turnaround for the Germans. They only finished late last night in overtime against Great Britain, but first on the court here today. And despite the efforts of Rodney Hawkins, the likes of Dirk PASSIWAN proved to be too strong in the end. And Colombia really came to the party far too late. Just more efficiency from Germany when it really counted. Multiple defensive rebounds from Rodney Hawkins, but Colombia know they were second best here today. So Germany head on to their third game tomorrow with 2 wins out of 2. Victorious here against Colombia, 59-46.